Hey, how y'all doing today? As we continue this journey, it's many things, so we're just going to keep it moving. We're at chapter 1, the creation, which is called alcoholic. The creation is called alcoholic. We're at tablet 4, which is the war in the sky. 19 times 3 is 57. So it says, lo, the first conflict in the sky. It says, lo, the first conflict in the skies of ILLYUWN, the 19th galaxy, also called the Great Galaxy, was known as the place on high, where the etheric records called AKASHA are kept. 2. The first conflict was when Tarnish, also known as Humbaba, son of Tagut and Sen, tried to take over ILLYUWN. 3. Iblis wanted to rule the stars and the Anunnaki of the skies. 4. Tarnish was second in command under Murdoch, son of Enki and Damkina. 5. Tarnish felt that Murdoch was not qualified for leading the fleets of his grandfather, Anu. 6. During this time, the planet Titan, which is considered to be a moon of the planet Saturn, was a home base of Humbaba, who was called Cronus, and Saturn, husband of Ops, companion of the fire goddess Lua, father of Picus. His reigning period was called Saturnalia, and to this day is celebrated between December 17th and December 25th. Those under Cronus were claiming Anshar, or foremost of the heavens, which is today called Saturn, which was the astrological sign of Anshar, father of Anu, as their home base. This disagreement caused a small war and a clash on the planet Ritz, which comes from the word Rizaka, meaning to provide. Humbaba attacked the planet Ritz with a shield depleter. The bomb caused the natural atmosphere of Ritz to deplete. The Ritzians had no protection from the three suns and the rays. 12. The atmosphere was dwindling away, and many Ritzians departed to other galaxies. 13. The rays from the three suns, Uto, Shamash, and Apsu, had put a hole in our ozone layer. 14. Ritz. The eighth planet was the heart and source of a tri-solar system and was thus the most affected. 15. All three suns have a magnetic pull, causing a tighter and heavier rotation of its planets. 16. The energy field on Ritz was starting to increase, and the whole was getting or starting to lose its color. 17. So the Ritzians needed to build a protection, a dome of gold dust to protect the planet from the damaging ultraviolet rays, because gold reflects the sun's rays. The Ritzians had to abort Ritz to go to Kessler, or the Orion, which is a six-star, six major sun constellation. thus having hundreds of galaxies. The Ritians took residence in the planets and star constellations Mazorith, Aish or Taurus, and Kima or Pleiades, making them a temporary home. Exploration was necessary. Thus, the grafting of explorers became necessary. This need gave birth to rudiments or rude Mardians, later to become known as Greys. These extraterrestrial biological entities, or EBEs, were grafted from various extraterrestrial species. They were emotionless and without reproductive capabilities. They serve but one purpose, and that is as explorers and worthy servants. Their explorations took them to Lumar, called Mars, and Shesky, called the Moon, where plans for the construction of cylinder crafts were built. They transported gold dust to the Moon, then to Nibiru, and from there on to the planet Ritz, where this job was completed. When this job was completed, these beings was given their freedom. They chose Pleiades and Arcturus as home. Malevolent Luciferian type reptilians chose to conquer them, enslaving them, performing biological experiments, thereby creating hybrids of them and use them as explorers to this planet. Those that took their freedom resided in the Canis Major star constellation near Sirius, having 2 major and 6 minor suns, Zeta Reticuli. They sought union with the beings of Earth, having a common enemy. Lucifer controls their 70 empires. As a great warrior, the Riskians engaged Murdoch's service. They needed somebody who was a warrior type to go out and seek out the gold and transport it by Nibiru to Ritz. They were being ambushed by reptilians. And at this time, Murdoch was a disagreeable Yahwehan, or what you would call a warrior. So he was chosen to lead his mission, which first had to be started by attacking Humbaba. Murdoch was given a red beam of light or a light beam ray gun from the gemstone Stardust, a laser from his grandfather Anu to stop Tarnish in his disagreeable ways. He succeeded in his mission. The gold was transported by cylinder-shaped crafts 30 to 60 miles in size. They were assembled on Luma or Mars and parked on the dark side of Shesky, the moon. The smaller crafts were 1/2 miles by 2 miles. They had androids called robotoids, which would scout out the minerals of the planet controlled by the Mardians. So Humbaba and his followers that supported him, which was 1/3 of Ritz, were cast out never to return there. Humbaba had taken residence in the planet Titan, which is a moon of Saturn, with a breed of reptilian beings. They, whom Baba and his followers were Mammalia. This mixture breed human-looking snakes called serpents, people who speak with a whisper. Because of the damage that Tarnish had done to the planet Ritz, they started expeditions looking for gold. Murdoch and a group of Anunnaki were chosen to seek this gold, which they knew could be found in abundance on the planet Tamet, meaning mating of life. They took many trips in a mother craft called Nibiru, which means planet of the crossing, or that which crosses the skies. So Murdoch found materials on Tamet, and he set up a base on Lamu, meaning deity of war, today called Mars. He also went on the dark side of Kingu, the great emissary called Moon today, where people had already lived under the rule of Luna. The planet Gaga, or Plato, at the time was a part of Kingu before it broke off when they had their war. So there were regular routes. The planet Timet was a regular stop off by Rhea Salvia. Mars, as it is called, the father of Romulus or Remus, was the parthenogenic son of Juno, the husband of Belana, the goddess of war, originally called Mars Slivanus, god of desolate places. Slivanus was symbolized as half man and half goat from Re of ancient Egypt, the symbol of the ram, the father of war. The reverse word of Mars is rams, and the invert words of Mars is wars, a symbol of blood called the red planet, also called Al-Murik, the long, narrow symbol of war. Other names for it is Al-Khanis and Bahram. The data, the distance from Shamish is 142 million miles diameter, 40,020 miles. The time it takes to orbit Shamish, 680 days. The time it spends it spends on its axis is 20 and 4 hours, 30 and 7 minutes and 3 seconds. It tilts on an axis of 20 and 5.2 degrees. It has two moons, one Phobos, 19 miles at its widest points, and the other one, Deimos, is 12 miles at its widest point. Both Phobos and Deimos were born by meteorites captured as asteroids in its orbit. Here you will find prototypes of Homo sapiens, thus the word pathogenic, which explains that this site there, they were pyramids and ruins of temples of the Anunnaki, was used for the cloning of Homo erectus to Homo sapiens. This is where the face of Cadam can be found. Today, the site is called Sidonith or Sidonia, from Sidon, the son of Canaan, the father of the albinos, the cursed of Ham. Sidon is also Sidon is and means fortress and is fortified. His wife is Gina.